Have you ever stopped to think about the secret language your clothes are speaking? Every single thing we wear, from a comfy old t-shirt to a fancy suit, tells a story about us. And we're about to find out that the reasons we pick our clothes are way, way more complex than you might imagine.
But before we get into all that, let's start with you. Yeah, you. Take a quick look at what you've got on right now. Why did you pick that? Was it just about comfort? Or maybe the weather? Did you have a big meeting? Or, let's be honest, was it just the first clean thing you found? Go on, really think about it for a second. Okay, whatever your answer was, I'm willing to bet there's more to it. The truth is, that choice you made this morning is actually the end result of literally thousands of years of human history, psychology, and, yeah, social pressure. It's kind of wild when you think about it. So let's dive in and unpack this.
Now, to make sense of all this, we're going to look through two really helpful frameworks. First, you've got these four basic human needs that our clothes have always fulfilled. And then, when we zoom in on fashion itself, the historian James Laver gave us three core principles that really explain why styles change. Put these two ideas together, and suddenly you can decode the story behind pretty much any piece of clothing. So let's start with the most obvious layer, right? Protection. This is clothing at its most basic, and it lines up perfectly with Laver's idea of utility. At its absolute core, clothing is our personal, portable shelter. It's our number one tool for survival. It shields us from the sun, the cold, the rain, even from bugs and animals. I mean, this is why our earliest ancestors first started wrapping themselves in animal skins and leaves. It was just about staying alive. And what's so cool is how this one basic need, protection, leads to totally opposite solutions depending on where you are. In the freezing Arctic, you're going to wear multiple, tight layers of fur to trap every bit of body heat. But in the Sahara Desert, the Tuareg people wear these long, loose, flowing cotton robes that do the exact opposite. They let air flow through to cool the body down while still blocking the harsh sun. And this idea of utility isn't just for extreme climates. Just look at this Roman sandal from the 1st century. This isn't just some old shoe, it's a piece of ancient technology. It was engineered for marching for miles and miles, to be super durable and to keep soldiers' feet from getting too sweaty. Function has always been a huge driver of what we wear. But, we're more than just physical bodies trying to stay warm or dry, and our clothes totally reflect that. So now let's peel back that practical layer and look at something a bit deeper, the kind of mystical power we've always believed our clothes could have.
And this brings us to what we call ritualistic clothing. For basically all of human history, people have believed that what we wear can connect us to the supernatural world, that it can give us special powers or protect us from things we can't see.
I mean, think about it. A hunter wearing the claws of a bear to try and gain its strength. Egyptian pharaohs wearing a lion's tail to show everyone their bravery. In some cultures, women wore cowrie shells, which kind of look like reproductive organs, as a magical charm to help with fertility. And honestly, this instinct hasn't really gone away. It's the very same reason you might wear a good luck charm to a job interview today. Okay, so our clothes protect our bodies and maybe even our spirits, but you could argue their most powerful job is a social one. This is where Laver's principle of hierarchy really kicks in as we look at how clothes tell the world who we are and where we fit in. Whether you realize it or not, what you're wearing right now is a type of uniform. It's the fastest way to signal your status, your job, who you hang out with, your place in the world. It's this powerful, silent language that pretty much everyone around you understands instantly. Now, for a huge chunk of history, this wasn't just some unspoken rule, it was literally the law. They were called sumptuary laws, and they were designed to keep everyone in their social box. Colors like purple, fabrics like velvet, even how long the toes of your shoes were, all of that was reserved only for royalty. You can just wear what you wanted. Your outfit was a legally binding statement about your rank. It's crazy. And while those specific laws are gone, the power of the uniform is absolutely still here. I mean, think about a judge's robes or a police officer's uniform. They're designed to command respect and authority, right? A military uniform uses stripes and buttons to show rank in a split second, all while building this incredible sense of identity and loyalty inside the group. All right, we've talked about protection, ritual, and identification, but now we get to the very heart of it all, the most human, the most powerful, and let's be real, sometimes the most illogical reason of all, the simple, burning desire to look good. This is the world of adornment and Laver's principle of seduction. And this, my friends, is where things get really, really wild. Because as this quote points out, that drive to be beautiful or to be attractive can become so intense that it just completely steamrolls over common sense, comfort, and sometimes even basic safety. Let me give you a few quick examples. First up, the pool lane. This medieval shoe was a huge status symbol. The longer the pointy toe, the more important you are. Some nobles wore toes that were up to 24 inches long. They were so ridiculous they had to literally tie the tips back to their ankles just so they could walk without tripping. Then, of course, you have the Victorian corset. It was designed to create that era's perfect tiny waist. But the price for that look? A ribcage that was constantly being squeezed, making something as simple as taking a deep breath a real struggle. All of that for a fashionable shape. But maybe the best example of this glorious impracticality was the 18th century panier gown. This was a frame worn under the skirt that made it ridiculously wide. So wide, in fact, that women couldn't get through normal doorways. But did they change the fashion? Nope. They changed the architecture. They literally made doorways and staircases wider just for the dresses. So, okay, we've peeled back all these layers, from basic survival and social codes to just pure impractical beauty. So what does all this mean for you and the clothes you decided to put on today? Well, it means that every single time you get dressed, you're telling these four ancient stories all at once. That raincoat is your shield. That lucky concert t-shirt, that's your little piece of ritual. The brand logo on your sneakers is your badge of belonging. And that specific color you chose, that's just pure, simple expression of you. So the next time you open up your closet, try not to see it as just a pile of clothes. See it for what it actually is. It's a library, and every single item in there is a chapter in the long, messy, and fascinating story of what it means to be human. So now you know the code. You understand the secret language your clothes are speaking every single day. The only real question left is, what story are you going to choose to tell the world tomorrow?